How do cultures interpret universal moral principles ideologically? Imagine a world where everyone agrees on what is right and wrong, but each society sees those ideas through a different lens. That's what we're exploring today. Cultures interpret universal moral principles based on their own history, social norms, religious beliefs, and political systems. These shared ideas are shaped by the environment and values of each society. For example, principles like justice, caring for others, honesty, and respecting authority are common across many cultures. But how they are understood and prioritized can vary a lot. In some cultures, loyalty to the family or group is seen as the highest moral value. These societies often emphasize purity and social harmony, which reflected their traditions and religious beliefs. For instance, in many Asian cultures, loyalty and purity are very important. In contrast, Western societies often focus on individual rights and personal freedom. They tend to prioritize fairness and honesty, which align with ideas of personal autonomy and equality. This shows how political ideologies influence how moral principles are viewed. Liberal political views tend to interpret universal ethics through the lens of individual rights and freedoms. They see fairness and justice as essential for protecting personal choices. Conservative ideologies, on the other hand, emphasize authority, tradition, and social order. They believe respecting authority and maintaining social cohesion are key to moral behavior. More community-focused or collectivist political views see moral principles as a way to promote group well-being and social stability. They interpret universal ethics as supporting the collective good rather than just individual interests. When these ideas are turned into laws and policies, debates often arise. For example, human rights are meant to be universal, but different cultures understand justice and authority differently. This leads to discussions about which moral values should guide governments and laws. Understanding how cultures interpret universal moral principles helps us see why disagreements happen in global politics. It reminds us that shared values can be expressed in many ways, depending on cultural and political backgrounds. This awareness encourages respectful dialogue and cooperation across different societies. It shows us that moral principles are not fixed but are shaped by the cultural stories and political beliefs that each society holds. In the end, cultures interpret universal moral principles in ways that fit their traditions and political views. This shapes how societies decide what is right or wrong, just or unjust, and what they see as the common good.